faces. Not the same thing as seeing each other in real. It just isn't. But it's what we got right now, and I'm grateful for it. And especially folks that we haven't seen in a little while, it's just so great to see you. Um, and I'll just share, briefly kind of how this came to be. You probably already have intuited all, everything shut down with COVID and we were trying to figure out what we could do. And we, do these live recordings. And I have to be honest with you, I don't always go back and listen to them right away. Partly because I'm just kind of focused on what's coming next. And I've never been, I've always felt like there's the reason that the rear view mirror is small and the windshield is big is because you should always be looking forward. And so I never really got too focused on things that had just happened. And then this Rachmaninoff, after it happened, I remember thinking in the moment, like, wow, that was so good. And then I just let it sit because I always do for about 6 months and I don't go back and listen. And that way, when I go back and listen to it again, I can hear it differently and with fresh ears. Well, that 6 months turned into a couple of years, just being honest. And that's just what happened. And then when COVID happened, I had this list of things and I thought, my list of like, learn Japanese, improve my archery. I got through all of it. And then there it was, go back to the Desert Chorale, recordings that you swore you would listen to and you never did. And so I did. And I worked my way back season by season and concert by concert. And it was just my way of taking some happiness and community where I could and thinking, well, I don't get to see these people, but I get to hear them. And oh my gosh, there were so many beautiful things. And we all know what live recordings are and are not. So you just take that as part of the package. And then I got to this Rachmaninoff and I just thought to myself, I remember, I didn't want to listen to it because I remembered it being so special and I didn't want to be proven wrong. I sort of didn't want to have that fantasy busted. And I said, no, just be a brave boy and listen to it. So I did, and it was beautiful. And I listened to it again. I set it aside and I said, I'm just going to listen to this again in another couple of days. And I thought, this is still really beautiful. And wouldn't it be beautiful to share this with the world at a time when music isn't being done quite so much as we would hope? But the amazing thing, and I do remember a couple things that I'll share about this process. One was that the rehearsals were so easy. And when is rehearsing Rachmaninoff Vigil easy? Like, it's never easy. It's a marathon, no matter who does it and no matter how many times you've done it. It's just a beast. You have to, I wrote in the program notes is that you get to movement 12 and you get through movement 12 and you're just praying to God that you'll be standing for, 3 more. And then you realize that the last 6 miles of the marathon are uphill. It's such a heavy lift. And I thought, well, if anybody can do it, these humans can. And I just remember the spirit of those rehearsals and the collective experience of the people who were in the room. I just remember looking around and thinking, if I had to guess of how many times this piece has been sung by these people, I would say probably more than hundreds, collectively. And so there was all that experience. And there were some who were coming to it for the first time and just handling it beautifully. And then we got to the performances and it was just a dream. And the thing that I distinctly remember was how quiet the audience was. And in these performances, I just remember sensing stillness behind me and thinking that everyone had entered into this really quiet place of listening and concentration. And of course, y'all were just working the whole time. So it was, deep sort of focus. So I just want to say I'm so grateful that this came to be. And I'm so grateful that we can have this moment again now, 4 years later, and just relive our former selves. And I do treasure this score that you all signed. I just hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it as much as I do. And I'm so grateful for you being the artist that you are that brought it into reality.
Slava Sviate, jedino sušće, I životvorjaše, I nerazdelne Trojce svegda, Ninje I prizno, I vo wieki wieków.
How was that? Good?
It's just, I sat in my car and wept. So it's pretty awesome.
That alto line where you guys go up, it's really good.
It's like mental gymnastics.
This is so incredible.
One of the most meaningful moments, like right after this concert, was I just ran into him and he showed me his score, Josh, that had all of his like times that he's done this piece, which is like, I thought I had done it a lot, but he had done it like a million times. And he was like, look at all these times I've done this piece. And I was like, I bet, you know. And he said this was one of the most special ones that he had done too. So certainly it was for me as well.
It really was the gold standard for me. Number one, just the first rehearsal, Josh knowing the ins and outs of all the Russian and then the tempos.
Also, Steph, I remember that. So I think this was my first rock, and I was standing between you and Meredith, I think, and it was like I went in as a light voice. It sucks going into one of those thinking, oh no, how's this gonna go? And just standing between you two, it just made me feel so much more comfortable. I knew you like had me covered. It was great. It was like a total like, I don't know, voice lesson and experience at the same time.
I actually remember the very first time in that second movement when the alto started and Stephanie was in the soprano. She's just like, it was ecstasy immediate.
I can't help it.
It just like could not be contained. I have that total somatic memory of seeing you.
It was incredible. And
I think I recall Josh going, okay, altos. Whoa. Like he had to pull you back a bit.
Andy started singing, and I'd never heard Andy before. And y'all just were sitting there like, that's normal to hear somebody sing that beautifully and perfectly. And I think I almost fell out of my chair. I could not help myself because it was so stunning, like stunning.
I have 3 videos I need to share. So am I going to share? Are we good?
Hey, Santa Fe Desert Chorale. Just wanted to stop in via video to give a quick shout out to everybody. Wish I could be there with you, but I'm in rehearsal right now. It's a thrill to see this album come out and to be part of it. I remember thinking at the time that I was really so lucky to be part of this all-star bass section with so many amazing singers. Such a big part of this work is the low bass, and we had some rock stars over there, to be sure. Looking forward to hearing the album. I'm also looking forward, perhaps even more so, to being able to get back together with you all in person and be able to sing and make music once this whole COVID thing is past us. Anyway, happy release party. Wish I could be there with you. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, my dear Santa Fe Desert Chorale colleagues, friends, loved ones. Missed you guys so much. So I'm sorry I can't be with you all today, but just know that the memories of the experience of singing the Rock Vespers with you all on multiple occasions, but especially the one that's being released right now, was such an important memory for me. One of my first times in Santa Fe. And now, at the end of my life, whenever that is, there will always be a chapter of my life ongoing that is about the Santa Fe Desert Chorale. It can never be taken away from me and from you. So I miss you all. I hope that everyone is finding a way to maintain some levity in this ridiculously difficult time for all of us. But I hope your conversation today is great and fun, and love you all very, very much. Have a great time today. I miss you. Let's have another one of these, and maybe we can all get together then. Bye.
Hello, friends. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be with you in person tonight for the Zoom release party, but I wanted to send you heaps of love from across the pond. Mwah. I remember this performance of the Rachmaninov All-Night Vigil very well, and it stands out as one of the most memorable performances I've ever done of the piece, and I've done it probably 50 times. I'm so excited that it's now being released in a form so that everyone can enjoy it for years and years to come. In the 2 years that I had the privilege of singing with Santa Fe Desert Chorale and getting to know you wonderful people, the thing that I think really sets that experience apart for me from other choral experiences is the wonderful organicness and vitality of the music making. the way that we were together, able to create something in the moment that was so unique and spontaneous and never duplicated again in any other performance, even though those were equally wonderful. That is something about Santa Fe Desert Chorale that I will never forget. I hope you are all healthy and happy, at least as healthy and happy as we can be during this ridiculous time for everyone. I'm sending you all of my love and good wishes, and hopes that we will be together again in person to hug and sing and do all those wonderful things very, very soon, including having some Christmas chili sauce on a massive burrito. Love you all, and be well.